Welcome back, Wolfpack. We are here at our first draft battle in the entirety of Scarlet and Violet. And I'm pretty rusty, so I hope it goes okay. As you can see here, we have our team for this week is Latios, Heatran, Sableye, Tinglu, Blastoise, and Brizion. Going into this match, I prepped pretty hard versus Sand Mode and Ground types. And as we can see from his team, he brought neither of those. So my preparations have to be adapted on the fly. I knew going into this match that having learned the Volbeat gets Prankster Tailwind, and with the new item Covert Cloak, which means you can't be flinched, I knew I could not stop Tailwind. So I built my team with the idea that I wouldn't stop Tailwind. I would just let it happen and basically outlast the offensive maneuvers that would come with the speed. So I wasn't sure who he would go or lead first, but I knew I was just going to have to outlast it. So I made Tinglu and Heatran and Blastoise just super bulky, able to withstand hopefully anything that came their way. Not having any experience in this meta at all, I was pretty concerned about what Pheasantipity would do. I knew it got spread moves, I knew it had a new ability called Toxic Chain. So I was thinking, okay, if I knew Volbeat had Covert Cloak, I'll just fake out the other threat and go from there. Basically, my speed control was ignoring their speed control. That was my only hope. I always liked Heatran, it's super cool. And we got the burn, which was very lucky. Burns are nice, but I didn't think this thing was a physical attacker. So it's just a damage over time at this point. Super unfortunate that we missed the Volbeat though. And like I said, I prepped for just outlasting damage, so I just brought screens and hoped that that would be enough. I'll admit, I have no idea what the Volbeat is up to with the Tail Glow. Because these are new Pokemon, new to competitive battling, they weren't around during Sword and Shield. I wasn't quite sure what everything could do. And knowing he brought the evolution for Duraludon, which is a new Pokemon I haven't had a chance to experience yet. It's pretty interesting, and I'm very curious as to see what's going to happen. So he had boosted the speed with Tailwind and special attack with Tail Glow, and baton passing those bonuses into the very threat that I was worried about. Because it has the ability Stamina, with the beat up strat. So this sucker is going to be maxed out in Stamina, which is the physical defense. It got a special attack boost, and it's under the effects of Tailwind. That's a fantastic combo, if I do say so. I was pretty impressed with that. That level of damage tells me it didn't have Assault Vest on, which is what I was expecting it to have, because with Stamina and Assault Vest it would be pretty bulky to get through. So if it didn't have Assault Vest, where was it? Who has the Assault Vest? That thing's pretty cool. Can't wait to get one in the game and try it out myself. And with the body, well, when you max out the defense and you hit with body press, that's pretty much gonna one-shot anything I have, which was scary. Okay, so the tailwind is out. Like I said, I was just planning on outlasting the tailwind. That was literally the only plan I had coming into this. Since our Kaludon is Steel and Dragon, its only two weaknesses is Ground and Fighting, which is the whole reason Latios has Aura Sphere, because it's the most powerful special attacking fighting move we have. So we get the burn, it gets the burn KO. So that leaves, we know Volbeat's in the back, I believe, and something we haven't seen yet. Super nervous about this week because they had multiple forms of speed control and weather control, and I wasn't quite sure how to get past them. When I was building the team, I realized that he didn't have a psychic type Pokemon. So that's why I chose Terra Poison as my Latios Terra, because with Levitate it only had weakness to Psychic. He didn't have one. So it was a pretty defensively minded Terra. That and the Skull and Crossbones looks pretty cool. I was confused and concerned about what attacking move the Volbeat had. Once it got Tailwind up, what kind of damage was it going to do? King Lu allows us to have Fisher, which is gonna be fun to use one day. Big old moose. Encore, Tail Glow, Tailwind, and Baton Pass. That Volbeat doesn't have an attacking move. Means I really don't have to worry about it this late in the game. Oh, Encore the Protect. Well, it's just gonna sit there and protect for a while, I guess. Latios is stuck using Protect now because of the Encore. And since I failed last turn, you know it's going to activate this turn. That worked in my favor. Okay, so this was a good game one, game back. I was definitely getting used to the controls and how to adapt to the Terras on the fly. Because I've never actually done competitive Scarlet and Violet yet. So here we go to our game two. And the Arculudon strat with the beat up is something I have to be worried about now. And while that game worked, I'm not quite sure if he'll adapt to being able to just doing the same thing. So I've got to make sure I can figure out a way to get around it. What that communication error was. It doesn't seem to have changed or affected anything. You know the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So those four worked last time. So we'll just go with them again, and if they fail, then I'll adapt to whatever happens. Game 3. Saw a couple of people say that they don't run like super serious calcs, they just kind of like min-max things based on, you know, what the good stats and spreads are and go from there. And they save the more complicated calculations for playoffs and stuff like that. So I'm kind of trying to do the same thing. I'm just playing Pokemon until we get to that point. I'm trying to figure out here what the Sceptile is supposed to do. So we know they get this speed up. I'm sure he's curious as to why I'm choosing not to fake out the Volbeat, but like I said, I pretty much planned for the fact that I wouldn't be able to do that, and there wouldn't be any point in doing that. It'd be a waste of a turn. So, because of last game and the body press, that's why I chose to go with the Reflect route this time, is to have physical damage, because I don't want my Heatran getting just one-shotted out of the blue again. Okay, so Sceptile protected the Fake Out and then swaps, so what's the game plan here? So they swap into this combo. We get our Reflect up. We click our Heat Wave. And we get the burn on this Steel Dragon. So it's with Reflect and Burn, Body Press is not going to do any damage to Heatran whatsoever. Which gives me good vibes, so he won't get one shot like he did last game. So I wonder if he's going to try that same trick. He's already half health and burned, so I'm curious what his game plan here is. Because now we have dual screens up. So he did go for the same strat. He has Tailwind. So if he survives this turn, then that means he might be able to do some damage. That did about half. And my special defense fell. Okay. Pheasantipity is pretty bulky. I wonder if he just because it has pretty good special defense. It's like base 125. So if you put like substantial stats into it, then it wouldn't be able to do much. We wouldn't be able to do much damage to it. So we're gonna knock it off. I don't know what item it has. So let's figure out what that is. Okay, so we get the Encore, which would mean that's the Earth Power still. And that hurt. Oh, the Toxic Chain. We was worried about activating previously. There's the Assault Vest. Okay, I was curious where that was. So we get the toxic damage. Oh, but it doesn't kill us. Okay, that's so close. I can only use Earth Power because of the Encore. Still getting used to how the messages pop up. So we protect Sableye from dying because it really can't do anything else without just straight up dying anyway, so we'll get him out of there. Okay, what is his Terra? Terra Grass, which resists Earth Power. Okay. And they get the Tailwind back up again. Dazzling Gleam. Luckily we didn't get poisoned, so that's good. That does barely any damage whatsoever. Again with the Terra Poison because it resists Fairy, and that's its only weakness on the field right now is Fairy, because we know Volbeat doesn't have any attacking moves. Being Terra Poison also means that I don't have to worry about being toxic from that thing's ability. 2 birds, 1 stone. Still doesn't quite get the final KO. Encore's over. Okay, that's good. I thought that was the last one, but I guess not. I forgot about Sceptile hiding in the back there. So let's see if we miss or if they protect or anything like that would buy them an extra turn. But I don't want to say, because anything can happen. Okay, good games, good games. And what a nerve-wracking beginning to a new draft league that I haven't played in for a few seasons, but I'm glad to be back, y'all, and I hope to see you guys again next week. Thank you very much for tuning in.